Thank you for calling in on the 9-year anniversary show. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, before I get into the questions, a friend of yours wanted me to say hello to you. And he's gonna be calling in a little bit later on the show. I think you may have heard of him. His name is Sanga.
Oh gosh, yeah, yeah, I know him.
Yes, he just wanted me to say hello to you.
Oh, well, tell him I said hi if I don't talk to him.
All right, I'll definitely let him know. So Shawna Reed is joining us. Um, how are you feeling health wise, being safe in quarantine mode? How are you feeling out there?
Well, the past 2 days I've unfortunately been down with a stomach bug, but other than that, I've been feeling okay. And also a nurse, so I've been working crazy hours, and it's definitely, not really anything that's changed from my schedule-wise other than being quarantined from wrestling.
All right, well, at least you're feeling okay for the most part. And shout out to everybody that's in the front line, all the healthcare workers, hospital employees, for their hard work and dedication, and the grocery store shopper employees. Shout out to everybody that's just out there making sure that we're good health wise. Um, so salute to everyone. Were you able to get a couple of shows in prior to everything being shut down? What were some of the shows you were able to do before everything got shut down?
Um, I did Battle Bras out in Kentucky. Um, that was the last show I did before everything got shut down. That was the weekend before everything got shut down. And then, no, I don't remember the show I did before that. Like, like, but Battle Bros was the last one that I did. So, and I wrestled Thunder Kitty in a match.
I love Thunder Kitty. She is
I do too.
she is what you call a throwback. Like with her character, the old school gear she wears, paying homage to Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young and every one of them, back in the day. So salute to them. To Thunder Kitty, she was cool. Um, I talked to a fellow Ohioan before you called in, and this person was scheduled to be at that show at IWA, but she was unable to. Jocelyn Navarro. Um,
Yeah.
so she's one of my favorites as well. Um, Now, as far as with independent wrestling being on the sidelines, um, from your perspective, in your opinion, um, as far as what the future holds, like we don't know what the future holds. Really, just taking it one day at a time. But um, how long do you think it will be, in your opinion, before things start to get back to normal? Some say 6 months. Some say it could be up to a year. Like, in your honest opinion, how long you think it's going to be before you think things might get back to normal?
I mean, I don't think everything's ever going to get back to normal like they were before all this. I definitely think no matter what, like, is, even said and done, you're going to have those people that you're going to run into that are still going to wear masks when they go out in public. They will probably still stand 6 feet away from you. You're still always going to have that, I feel like, from now on. It's probably going to be a new norm. Um, so, I mean, I'd like to hope that everything's back together by 6 months. Like here in Ohio, I know that at least they're opening up like the businesses again on May 1st. But the Ohio Athletic Commission is pretty much letting shows, I think, go back on the 1st of June. But I think all the people have to like wear masks. I think that's the only exception. But so I'm hoping 6 months, but who knows?
Yeah, I used to live in Ohio. I lived in Cincinnati for 7 years, Columbus for 4. Um, and I guess when people first read that headline, people was like, "Wait a minute, how can that happen?" But then once you read, I guess people usually read headlines and don't want to read the whole thing. They just read the headline and just jump to conclusions. But I guess, some things will eventually get back. Business will be back up and running. I guess I live in Kentucky, and we're still on lockdown for the most part, and we all we can do is just wait and see, and hopefully things will I guess it won't be a new. It won't be like what it used to be, like you said. But at least, you know, what people at least get a chance to get back to work again. So, I've been laid off for 3 weeks. So,
Yeah.
a lot of people, the unemployment is like an all-time high. Um, so I've been asking people this question. I've been asking friends, some family members. So while pretty much the whole sports world is in a standstill right now, you got WWE, AEW still doing shows every week without fans in attendance. Of course, WWE was deemed as essential as of Monday, so they can continue to do shows every week. Um, I have mixed feelings about it, as a fan. Like, I appreciate them giving, that sign of relief, that escape. But on the flip side, these performers, they putting themselves at risk with this disease continue to spread. What's your honest thoughts on shows like WWE and AEW still doing shows during this pandemic?
I mean, it's good. I'm pretty much like you. I'm very much like it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. I mean, they're in a clean area, like how we call like where I'm at and work, like a green clinic, like it's not been infected. So they are doing those kind of things. And, so I think I read an article that 3 superstars, though, got diagnosed with COVID. I don't know if it's how true that was, but I thought I saw something like that. But, I mean, I think it works in a certain way, like if you know how to work it. Like, honest opinion, I think AEW is doing a whole lot better with the empty arena shows than WWE is. But that's just my honest opinion. But, like, WWE just, like, cut, like, 20 people because they can no longer afford to pay these people. And, it's, like, good quality talent and, like, also good quality, trainers. People have been there for, like, 20-plus years. So, obviously, WWE is, it's losing a bunch of stuff. So, I'm very curious to see how it goes after these new changes and these new releases, what happens, who gets brought up, who if they're cutting anybody else. But in my opinion, I think AEW is doing better for those kind of shows, product-wise.
I definitely get where you're coming from. I guess, people are very strict on social distancing. I guess that's why WWE is not doing the crowds like AEW doing. But I don't know. I just and I like AEW, as well. I like what they're doing with the talent and everything. Cody, Young Bucks, Omega and company. I'm a huge Omega fan, so I watch AEW mostly because of him. And he's also a fellow Kenny. Just thought I'd put that out there. So, with independent wrestling, he talked about a lot of people losing their jobs, and that is heartbreaking. It's very devastating. I guess when XFL filed for bankruptcy, then yeah, that Vince McMahon, it's a business. It's a business, unfortunately. It's a gut wrenching business, but it is a business nonetheless. So while independent wrestlers are on the sidelines wondering when they'll be able to get back to perform, how can fans support these wrestlers during this pandemic as far as merchandise or whatever, T-shirts, autographs? I know you got some merchandise and some options out there, but from your perspective, how can fans, if they are able to financially, support these wrestlers during this time?
I mean, exactly what you said. Like, buy people's shirts, buy people's merchandise. Personally, I have a Patreon page. Like a lot, and I know a lot of female wrestlers do, and a lot of male wrestlers do. So subscribe to these Patreon pages. That helps bring a little bit of income in. A lot of times before all this happened, a lot of wrestlers, especially the ones like in like the higher up scene, the Impact and all these, they that's their job. That's the way they put money on. That's like the way they put money in the bank, feed their family. So definitely during this time, like fans, we wrestlers now more than ever. If you want to see like wrestling survive, if you want to see your favorite wrestler be able to continue to do what he or she loves when this pandemic is over, the best thing you can do right now is support them, buy their merch, subscribe to their Patreon pages, buy their matches, whatever if you ever see them putting out anything for sale, or just like, hell, even just ask for their PayPal and donate like $10, we wrestlers kind of depend on the fans now to still be fans and help us.
Very, very true. So if you're able to, just buy the merchandise for Shawna. She's got the Patreon page going on. You can help her out in that regard, and these wrestlers, it's a struggle right now, and with the WWE wrestlers that lost their jobs, usually when you get cut or released, there's plenty of options to choose from. But in this pandemic, that ain't the case right now. So for most people, it's gonna take a time before things before things start to slow down. This pandemic slows down. So fans in particular, if you can, help these wrestlers out if you're able to. Buy their merch, buy the t-shirts, autographs, matches, DVDs, or whatever they have available. Help them out if you can. Who are some wrestlers that you looking forward to go up against once things get back to when independent wrestlers are able to show, independent shows are able to get back to going? Like, who are some people you're looking forward to going up against once things get back to where wrestlers can get back and compete again?
Well, anybody in the FGW locker room, I love everybody in that locker room. So going up against any of those boys is always something to look forward to. We have those shows every Friday night in Hamilton, Ohio. Matches that I'm hoping for at some point down the road, hopefully within the year. I mean, Sarah Logan just got from WWE, so maybe our paths will cross at some point, which would be really, really cool. And I think if she goes back to the crazy Mary Dobson gimmick, I think that would work well with my Pretty Little Psycho gimmick, and I think we would be able to work magic with that. And I'm really hoping that everything kind of gets a little bit more lifted in May. I do have a match with my Daughters of Darkness sister, Maria James, and this is going to be one of her first matches back from her knee surgery where she didn't think she was going to be able to wrestle ever again. So I'm hoping it happens because I've missed her, and she's one of my favorite people in the world to work, and I love her to death. So hopefully this pandemic and at least the lockdowns and the rules kind of lift before then.
I definitely agree with you on one thing. I'm all for a crazy Mary Dobson comeback. That would be sensational. And I've seen Crazy Mary Dobson in her matches. She goes all in. So if you two end up facing each other or teaming up or whatever, that will be terrific. So, but what's most important for Sarah is make sure she's good, and hopefully she'll find her feet, in as well as everybody else that is affected. Obviously. Shawna, great chatting with you. Thank you so much for being on the show, being on the 9-year anniversary show. Thank you for your support throughout the years, and continue to be safe out there on the front line, and we appreciate you.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you so much for having me, and congrats on your 9 years.
Absolutely. Be safe and enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.